Hi guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk about how I use a paper planner to submit all my assignments to get me through nursing school. If you think you don't need a planner, you're sadly mistaken. I think this is like the best way to organize yourself. You don't have to be as methodical as myself, but as soon as you have a plan for the everyday life, this is gonna help you so much. So many headaches, so many late point deductions. I found my planner from last session. I'm gonna go ahead and flip through it a little bit on how I set up everything, and I'm gonna show you how to set up one using an empty month that I had not used for this planner. One thing that I do want to say about planners is that there's no point of you writing everything down if you don't check it every day. You don't have to be as precise. You can just write one thing for 1 week, like just your assignments that are due, or anything that's on the grade book. You can write it down. You don't have to be as precise. You don't have to write down the chapters or anything like that. But you do have to watch it once every day, because that way you're not surprised. There's a lot of people, or even me, that it will happen to me like, oh, this is great. It takes 8 hours to complete this assignment and I only have 2 hours to submit it. Things like that. Or, well, I'm going to get it deducted because I had to go to work and I cannot miss work for the 5th time. So it's just very important to look at it at least once in the morning. If you don't use your planner every day, I would suggest leaving it next to where you sleep, either at a bedside table, anything that, or where you leave your phone to charge. That way when you grab your phone first thing in the morning, you can also look at your planner and see what's due or not due that you have time. And also at least once at night, because as things go, we forget about things that we saw in the morning, or like it slipped our mind, and that way we can get a refresher. So like if I see that I have to be in clinicals tomorrow, I will get my uniform ready, my socks, my shoes, print anything out that I need to print out, and yeah. And also I would send a reminder to my classmates like, hey, just reminding you, don't forget to print this out. Or I would say, do you need me to print anything else for you, and things like that. So yeah. And it has like really funny things. It's for August to say school supplies are not just for kids, which is very true. So I got mine in October, so which way to the candy is what it says. And this was the last week. Basically, it has a monthly overview, and then it breaks it down. Okay. So this is how I'll break it down. So this will be like my med calculation. That's what I scored, 19 out of 20. And this is like to do. And then I would do stickers as well. Everything that I had to do. Class Monday, 9 a.m. to noon, and it was 3 hours. This is like my personal information, like for banking and budgeting. That they will have also workshops. So this will be like a food and electrolyte, and this will be for basic comforted care. This is like things I must do, and then things I postponed. So, and this will be the second half of the week. My day to do, if I did questions or not. This is like the reading for next week. So this is starting on like Saturday. So starting in November. Happy holidays, please leave by 7, such me. If you can leave by 6, even better. I'm just kidding. But yeah. It's like the monthly overview for November. This is when I was working out. I would do at least 3 times a week. Days off from my kids' school, paydays, working out. I would have planned my workouts. this is for the week. The reading, anything that I have to do on the computer, things of that nature. So I'm not gonna make my planner as detailed as this, but I'm just gonna do a review of what I would do at the beginning of every class slash session or semester. So this one, so if I'm not mistaken, this was week 8, and then 27, so this will be week 1. So on here I would earmark it week 1, so week 2, 3, 4. So this is the first half. So it has like notes this month, the month before, the next month. And so let's say I would include a couple of things. Due dates. I would do exams, assignments, research. I would also include the teacher's information, like office hours and their information. Also, I will have to do lab and clinical. This is just the top of my head. You're not gonna have all of these every class, but one point and another you will have to do these. I would have like my med calculation, cardio, clinical, if I had a care plan to write. Same thing with ATI. And then that week we would learn about respiration. And then the following class, it would be like an acid-base imbalance topic. Go to open lab and clinical again. And this one, we would have like nursing notes too. Again, ATI, open lab again because I would have checkoffs or anything. And after that, I would go to class and learn about renal system, the dialysis, open lab again because I might have some checkoffs. And then clinical for iHuman, and this sometimes meant that we would have to do it from home. We would have to sit for 12 hours straight. And then again on Sundays, either the teachers put everything due on Sunday, Saturday, or Friday. So you will have everything due for the class. And then this week we will be learning about the hepatic cirrhosis, and then we'll have exam 1. And I would also study by like either chapters or topics that I wasn't really understanding. For exam, I would go over what I had the hardest time and just review like on Tuesday or Monday, or like a day before or 2 days before. I would review what I kind of already pretty much understood in clinicals. And so this one partly is at home, where we have to do an ATI, and there's another ATI due for the class itself. This week we will learn about GI, and then the following class day I would learn about GERD or something like that. And they said that I had an essay due. This is kind of how I will set up the monthly overview. When I will write things down, I would submit. I could either do 2 things. I would submit things that were due on the actual due date, or like 3 days before. If I really wanted to, if that was one of the classes that I could really submit things early, I would try to submit everything during the first 2 weeks. That way everything else, because I have essays, I have exams, I have 2 exams towards the end. So anything that could be submitted as soon as possible, I would. Even these little ATIs, even though they're every week, I would do 1 every day. That way it could be easier. Or if I had something planned, like Easter, I'm not sure if your family celebrates like big holidays, but even if you're not going to participate in it, just helping your parents or your family members get everything together, it's time consuming. So I would do that. I would plan around that. Try to submit everything as soon as possible so I can be present for them. I would also include office hours, because I would meet with the teacher. I would introduce myself outside of the classroom, just like a 5-minute, hey, my name is this, and I'm happy to have you as my instructor. I do like to ask a lot of questions, or like I do participate a lot, and I know it can be annoying, or X, Y, and Z, So another rule of thumb that I have whenever you're starting fresh is that you have to give it your all. If it's 8 weeks like it is for us, for like the first 2 weeks, everything has to be 100. That way you start out strong with your grade, and as you go to week 6, 7, and 8, where you're already sleep deprived, you cannot consume any more information, retain any information, that those lower grades won't affect your GPA as much. But if you have like 16-week sessions, I would suggest to do that for the first month. I know that is really hard to do for a first month, but even if you at least do it for 3 weeks, that's gonna be really good. And it's really good to, again, submit everything, work on one project at a time a day, and just tell yourself, I'm gonna submit this today. Or if you're like a morning person, it's like, I'm gonna do this is the first thing that I'm gonna do today. Or if you're a late night person, before I go to bed, I have to submit this assignment. Anything like that, make it work to your advantage. And same thing like I had previously showed, I would say like practice for med calculation, it's located here, or like submit ATI assignment, and this will be the subtitle, or submit ATI assignment 2 subtitle, ATI assignment 3 subtitle, ATI assignment 4 subtitle, and then what the reading was for next week of the topics, and the appointments that I might have. If I need to schedule a tutoring session, I would, but I also have my study buddies that I would study. Either we would call each other. So this is pretty much an overview of how I set up my planner.